welcome to the carousel. I am John. With me I have Randy.
Hello.
I have Jake.
I know what happened to Superman now. He got real fucked up.
And this is the carousel, where we like to talk about comics, movies, and video games, and I gotta work on my pitch.
There's probably a canonical answer to this, but can Superman get fucked up? Like, can he get drunk?
Oh, yeah, he totally did in Superman 4, I think.
Okay. Like, if there's kryptonite around, or like you got kryptonite rocks in his scotch or something.
I don't remember. Yeah, instead of ice cubes, he uses like frozen kryptonite.
Do we really count Superman as or any of the Superman movies as any type of like continuum?
Like canon?
Yeah.
Well, there's I guess. I don't know. I've actually
Hey.
I've never watched past 2, but I've seen the GIFs of him sitting at the bar just doing shots and then, like, I don't know, breaking the bar in half or something. He does something real fucked up and drunk.
Does it take like a lot?
I don't know. I don't know. I didn't get to that piece in the story. He must be weakened somehow and
This
probably
is what the
depressed.
people want to know. Yeah.
Superman 4 is supposed to be pretty bad, and I like how we're discussing canon in Superman 4 since Canon Films is the company that produced it.
No, that was my intent all along. I was just lobbing that one up for you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so the way we like to start out the carousel is to talk about upcoming releases, of which there is virtually nothing except for couple games that I'm...
Virtually nothing. I get it.
Yeah. So, Deus Ex Mankind Divided, which I am excited as shit for, comes out next Tuesday, August 23rd.
I think the people who are excited for that are very excited for that, and they should be because it looks like they're fixing a lot of stuff from the last one. And hopefully they've learned their lesson on the bosses, because that's what made me quit. I don't care. I won't be picking it up, but I think the people who are enthused for it are going to be pretty happy with what comes out.
Yeah, and I've been on, I've basically seen, a trailer and a half for it. So I've been on fucking media lockdown, so I am ready. My big debate right now is which version am I going to get? Am I going to get the expensive version or the not expensive version?
You know you're going to get the expensive one.
Yeah, probably.
What's the extra stuff in the expensive one?
You see, that's the thing, is it's not great. You get a statue of Adam Jensen, which... He's not a great-looking protagonist, let's be honest. I don't know. I don't know about that haircut.
I don't know where I would put another statue. Like, I have my Batarang from Arkham's Asylum, and I have my statue from Dark Souls 2, and, I'm kind of out of statue dumb shit space.
Did you really just, name off 2 things and declare your space was filled up? I'm looking...
They're really big.
It's basically the top of my bookcase, and that Batarang is probably, it's huge. It's probably, 13 or 14 inches across.
I should send you a picture of my desk right now, because I have literally, I see 4 Transformers, a Gundam model, 2 Persona 3 figures, 5 Shadowrun figures, fucking Samus.
Look that webcam around. You got it soldered into the desk or what?
I'd have to, it is about 3 feet away from me, so I'd have to get up and then find the sweet spot again. And
I'm gonna say, so that, Jay,
you know what I have?
Is not practically, you can't use it as a weapon. It's way too big to throw, right?
The what is?
His Batarang.
Oh, yeah. How usable is that thing?
Oh, and it's plastic. It's plastic.
Okay.
But yeah, instead of all that crap on my desk, I have 46 inches of monitors. So fuck you.
Let's not get into all that.
I'm pretty happy with my. I know I have 24-inch monitors, but it doesn't at the measurement diagonally, so I don't really know what the.
You happy with your square footage?
I don't know. There's 2 of them.
Inchage.
I bet you got some square feet on here.
Yeah, I don't know. It's probably at least 40 inches.
Yeah,
it's a whole new world, right, Scott? Did I say Scott? John.
Yeah.
No.
Whoops.
Not awkward at all.
It's a whole new world, right, John?
Yeah.
There you go. You just edit that out and we'll rewind it.
So,
Attack on Titan.
August 30th, the Attack on Titan game comes out by It's by the Dynasty Warrior guys. I have no fucking clue if that thing is going to be any good, but I'm fascinated to see how you make a game out of you being tiny and swinging around giant things and killing them.
It could be rad.
I mean, unless you were the Titan, I don't know how that works in a Dynasty Warriors format.
Exactly. Like I feel like they have to get outside of their safe box to make this game. But I am very excited to see what the fuck that winds up being.
Huh. Yeah, that could be cool.
Granted, I just realized what I was gonna Okay, so has everyone seen Attack on Titan here?
Yeah, most of it. I haven't finished it, but don't worry about spoilers for me.
Like, have
Zero.
I mean, Jake, you're never gonna watch it, right?
Nope.
Okay.
Never.
So, Randy, have you gotten to the twist with the main character in terms of I think it happens in the first couple episodes?
It's pretty early on, yeah.
Okay.
I'd say it's maybe the 4th or 5th episode. Yeah, totally.
So, for those that haven't seen it, mute me for a few seconds, or fast forward a minute.
Spoiler alert.
So, the main character can turn into a Titan. So, I suspect that may be the more Dynasty Warriors portion of the game.
Like, you'll build up a meter, and then you'll get to go Titan mode or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, the more exciting gameplay would be, like, rocketing around and fucking, like, Spider-Man with swords on those things.
What would be cool is some asymmetrical multiplayer, or one guy gets to be a Titan and chomp on motherfuckers.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
There's asymmetrical multiplayer. Always super well done. Always
Yeah,
super fun.
That doesn't mean it can't be.
Truthfully,
Right?
I think the closest... Nope, I've never played an asymmetrical multiplayer game, now that I think about it.
Not even
mean-
like the old AVP games?
Nope.
There's AVP. Does Left 4 Dead count? Left 4 Dead kind of counts.
Yeah, that's 4-on-4.
There was Evolve, not too long ago.
Yeah, I never played that.
Yeah, they just re-released that because nobody wanted to play it. There was like 7 concurrent users on Steam,
And
and they
could
re-released it as a free-to-play or something.
Well, they fucked themselves on launch. Let's be honest. At launch they had like $60 or $100 worth of DLC.
Ugh,
Like,
lame.
I mean, and it's all like, here's extra monsters you can be and shit like that. And it's like, just give me the whole fucking game. Come on.
You could
or
make
make
an
it-
argument that like TF2 and Overwatch aren't symmetrical, right? Because the teams are different. It's not two identical teams going at each other.
Well, it's the same amount of players, though. Isn't the asymmetrical thing more about the amount of players?
I guess
I
so.
think-
Yeah.
Well, I thought it was more about just... Yeah, you might be right. There are a couple different ways to look
Yeah.
at it.
Like, because the Left 4 Dead argument, too, like you could argue that whenever someone becomes a tank, it becomes kind of asymmetrical multiplayer, but the same amount of bad guys are still there,
There's the runes in the new Doom that let you turn into a demon in multiplayer. That's pretty sweet.
I still haven't tried out the multiplayer.
You don't need to.
Oh, well, I like it.
Yeah, I guess Left 4 Dead, I don't know why we're belaboring this, but I guess the reason I thought of that is because as the infected, you have powers not available to the humans. So, like, that's how I was considering asymmetrical, where I wouldn't with TF2 or Overwatch, because anyone on any team can sort
Could
of
be any other
use
players.
anybody.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's pedantic bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a wide definition that includes TF2, but I think you could.
So, and there are no movies coming out that I think any of us care about, so none to talk about.
No.
You guys don't want to run out and see Pete's Dragon?
No.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
No, and fine.
Oh, you know what? That's not true. It's not necessarily within the wheelhouse of this podcast, but tomorrow, in a limited theatrical release and video on demand, is a new video with a new movie with Daniel Radcliffe on it called Imperium. Any of you heard about that? Like I said,
No.
it's not within the realm of this podcast, but
What's
it's one I'm excited about.
What's it about?
He plays an FBI agent infiltrating a white power group and trying to disrupt a terrorist plot. And he's got his head shaved and all that.
Weird.
Anyway, it looks intense and cool, but like I said, it's not really within the wheelhouse of this. But it is one I'm excited about.
Man.
So if anybody's into that kind of intense, drama sort of thriller, think about that.
I saw
I
Or
saw
white
some
power.
clips.
Or if you're into white power.
Or if you're into that, you might not like how it goes, but or maybe you will. I don't know. Maybe it's a twist.
Who knows? Maybe the twist is he's really been a racist all along.
He's a mole for the in the FBI, not the other way. And
Yeah.
Oh, it's
The
some real
Mexican
Departed
standoff.
shit.
Never saw
Sorry,
the
Departed.
Yeah, Departed.
Oh, it's real good, man.
What, Departed?
I've heard.
Yeah, it is. You haven't seen it, John?
Nah.
Like, I don't like, sort of drama, FBI, mob shit in general. Like, the obvious ones, Godfather, all that. Fine. Good. I like those. Generally, I'm not into those, but this is some top tier, like, it might be one of the 10 best movies of all time.
Well, it's got a cast from hell, too.
Now, From Hell was a different movie. That was Johnny Depp.
Cast from hell, it's good.
See, I don't
It's
think
a good hell.
I don't think DiCaprio is the most amazing actor in the world. I mean, he does, physical comedy or whatever, fine, but like
He phones it in sometimes.
I just don't like every trailer I've seen The Departed. I just don't care. Like, and no one has said anything about it to make me care. Like, I'm not a big mob movie fan either. Like, Goodfellas, that was all right. Casino, I like a little bit more than Goodfellas.
This might get you into it. It's an adaptation of a movie from Hong Kong, and I know you like those.
I do.
It's like a cop drama, a Hong Kong style cop drama, and it's an adaptation of that set in Boston with the FBI and the state police. So maybe that
already
might
sounds
entice
more
you.
appealing. That already sounds more appealing. But now I just want to go find the Hong Kong.
Go find the
one.
original. Yeah.
You know what, dude? It's probably like $1.05 on iTunes. Just pick it up, take 2 hours on a Saturday or something, and just watch it. It's real good. I know you've been watching a ton of old ass movies lately, so.
A ton? You mean like one? Anyway, so continuing on with actual news. Marvel and Hulu announced that they're partnering up to bring out a Runaways TV show. If you're not familiar with Runaways, it's written by Brian K. Vaughan, who is arguably one of the best modern comic book writers ever. He wrote Y the Last Man.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah.
I'm going blank on his other titles. He writes Saga, which is really critically acclaimed right now.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember the names of the ones that I've read that I really like, though. Like Y the Last Man is probably, in my opinion, one of the best comic books ever written.
Joey tried to get me to read that. I should read it.
It's really good. It has, granted, it's written by a man, but I feel like it's a post-apocalyptic world that has, like, almost every viewpoint on feminism, and every version of feminism, like, represented in it. And it's fucking amazing. You wouldn't, like, you hear about a dude writing a comic book called The Last Dude or whatever, and you're like, oh, this is gonna be horrible. And it's done really well.
Well, The Last Dude is a pretty terrible title. So yeah, I can see why you would think that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But point being, like, Runaways. Sorry, 1 second. Runaways is the premise of Runaways. It's in the Marvel Universe, obviously. Basically, a bunch of supervillains, a supervillain group known as the Pride, has a bunch of kids. And they discover that their parents are supervillains and all run away together. Adventures ensue. Adult shit happens. It's a really good book. At least the first 3 volumes of it are excellent. Joss Whedon wrote the 4th volume, and poor Joss, like, the 4th volume's good, but it's just nowhere near the level of the first 3.
That's a cool concept. I like that.
It's good, and I'm excited to see it. I think it'll translate well to a TV show, like, and they kind of are Buffy ham-fisted with their metaphors. Where, like, one of the characters is named Nico, who her parents are witches, it turns out, and she steals a staff from them, and the staff can only be summoned if she cuts herself, or bleeds, or she just has to bleed in general. So
so it's Dragon Age. Okay.
They do go to the place that you would think with that too. That you would think they wouldn't.
No.
Yep.
No. Oh, come on. Come on.
Yeah. They.
All right.
The best one is the jock kid, who's the son of the genius, like, mad scientist parents. Like, he's actually kind of an annoying character, like, half the time, but then you have another daughter who has, like, a pet dinosaur for, like, a guardian that she controls mentally. It's really good. I recommend the comic. I've only really skimmed the surface in talking about it. But, like, this could entirely, like, I have vowed never to support Hulu, and this might make me eat those words. So we'll see.
What beef do you have with Hulu?
You're gonna charge a subscription and show commercials. You're gonna make a website where you can't find anything on it.
That's the main beef, is subscription, but still ads.
Well, that's how cable started out.
Well, cable's
It's
a
all
bunch
gonna
of
go that way,
bullshit
guys.
too. But
I wonder
It's
how
all
long
gonna go
until
that way.
Netflix has ads. Do you think they'll stay away forever from ads?
well, they have ads for themselves already, but they don't
on
interrupt.
Amazon.
But not in the middle of your content.
That's true. I think
No, it's at the front, and it's fucking unskippable. At least on Amazon. It's real irritating. It's
not
like,
in-
no, I don't care about this. Let me watch the show that I'm paying you to watch.
Why don't you watch it on your, PS Netflix machine?
What? What's that?
Why
talking
don't you
about-
watch it on your PS Netflix machine?
I mean, that's where it comes from. It's on
You
there
get
too.
ads? You have ads before you watch shit on Netflix?
Really?
Not on Netflix.
On your PS4?
On
on
Hulu?
Amazon.
Oh, Amazon.
Oh, Amazon.
Yeah.
I've never
They're
watched
awful.
it on Amazon.
I rarely find anything I want to watch on Amazon. Like, I guess I was watching the first season of The Wire for a bit, and I meant to go back, but the first season wrapped up so nicely. I'm like, why do I want to stress myself out?
Wire's good. What's the Man in the High Castle?
Oh yeah.
Which I finished that a couple of weeks ago, and it's sort of, I was kind of forcing myself to finish it, and then like the last 5 minutes of the season is like, all right, I get it. I am way in now.
Yeah.
I get why this came from this author. It was
Yeah.
worth it.
It was a great ending. That last 15 minutes was just like, damn. What the
made
fuck
all
are they
the-
going to do for next season? Will they even do a next season?
It made all the drudgery worth it.
Yeah. There's
Anyway,
a lot
sorry.
of drudgery. So, what were we talking about? Right. Runaways. Actually, speaking of Amazon released shit, they released 2 scenes from the upcoming Tick series. Did
Is
either?
that on Amazon?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Did either of you guys watch it?
I remembered seeing the costume a while back and wasn't super impressed, but I haven't watched the scenes yet.
In my opinion, they are really bad. I'm. I was just disappointed. The guy they got playing the Tick, I just don't think brings the right energy. And I think whoever's filming the show is not helping. And I think whoever they have on Foley, whoever their Foley artist is, should be fired. Because that is the worst Foley. I'm normally not a Foley effects critic, but god damn, literally there's a scene where Tick is in Arthur's apartment and grabs a candlestick thinking it'll open his secret
All right, funny
room.
gag. Okay.
Then he throws the candlestick, and then you hear breaking glass, and then you see Arthur pick up a perfectly fine candlestick and put it back on the shelf. It was the complete wrong sound effect for that, you know?
What if he knocked over a Fabergé egg or something? Could be.
I don't know.
Look, I'm not saying this show is going to be any good, especially if this costume is any indicator, because it looks like they tried to sort of do the, Superman Returns thing where it's sort of muted colors and he looks like it looks modern, and that's not the Tick. The Tick is goofy as hell and over the top and big fake sculpted muscles and
They kept him pretty goofy and pretty clumsy and pretty stupid, judging by the trailers. They just...
So, it's not like Zack Snyder got a hold of the Tick.
No.
not that bad, no.
It just doesn't seem good at all. I don't... Maybe you guys will have a different opinion, but, because I thought the Ghostbusters trailer looked good when I first saw it, and evidently I was wrong, according to the internet, so...
I never went to see it.
I haven't seen the Ghostbuster trailer. I'm just talking the trailer, but...
There was one... The first one came out, and I was like, ooh. And then somebody recut it. They just moved the scenes around and sort of made it flow better, and I was like, this is actually a good trailer. This looks like a good movie now. And then I never ended up watching it. I'll see it at some point.
Yeah. Well, I have Amazon Prime, so I will watch
maybe on Amazon.
At least the first episode of The Tick when it comes out, but my expectations are really fucking low. I expect to watch an episode and then look up either the cartoon or the Patrick Warburton run and just to wash my mouth out with it. Such a great theme song.
It's so good.
It is. Anyway, so I don't mean to
So-
gawk, but
Well, this is sort of a minor thing and isn't really fall within our purview so much as it might in a couple weeks. I don't know if anyone follows Gawker in this whole, like, they basically got sued into oblivion by this, multimillionaire who didn't like them. And it seems like there's some personal stuff involved, but I don't really follow enough of it to be able to tell the story. At the end of the day, Gawker ended up, I think, declaring bankruptcy and then getting bought out or something. So Univision bought them out a couple of days ago, and now they've announced, like, as of next week, Gawker's gone. Which,
wow.
it's funny because when, Gawker's sort of the parent blog for, Kotaku and Gizmodo and IO9 and Deadspin, and, like, a lot of these are daily visits for me. And all of these sites, every one of them, put out a thing that said, like, okay, we're going to get bought, we're going up for auction, nobody's going anywhere, don't worry. And then, like, they sold, the gavel banged, and then just, like, Gawker's office just erupted into flames.
Damn.
So
Man.
the only reason this affects us is because it makes me nervous that Kotaku might go away, or IO9 or Gizmodo might go away, because those are daily reads for me to kind of keep up with all the stuff that we talk about. But if those all go away, I don't know what Univision would have bought these guys for. I mean, like, I get it, Gawker's the scary, vulnerable, like, they're going to get a lot of lawsuits at them thing. So I don't know why they would close any of these other sites, but it just makes me a little nervous.
Well, I don't know. I'm not a big Kotaku fan at all. But I am excited about Austin Walker's upcoming Vice.com/gaming website that is supposed to get its own name and kind of, area, but hasn't yet. But, Austin...
He's got our Chicago boy over there now, too, Patrick Klepek.
Exactly. Like, I love Patrick Klepek on Giant Bomb, and I loved Austin Walker on Giant Bomb, and I'm excited to hear whatever conversation those guys decide to record together.
They're just... Austin has a... I think they call him Real Play. It's, it's people doing RP, like tabletop stuff over Skype, and then they record it and put him out. And he's got his own one called Friends at the Table that I've been listening to, and it's like, God damn, that guy's just so smart and eloquent, and man, he's real smart.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Patrick is so inquisitive and sort of, just loves people, and I can't wait to see what they put out.
Yeah, I think that'll be the gaming site. Like, the only reason I go to Polygon is because I dislike Polygon, and I dislike all the other places. It's just I dislike Polygon a little less than the other places. But
And that's what I use Kotaku for, because if you can filter out all the dumb Cheetos and Doritos shit that they put out, it's a good way to see what sort of the current zeitgeist is, what people are paying attention to, and
Yeah.
in that respect, it's valuable. The
Gotcha.
writing isn't always the best, but there are people I like. I like Patricia Hernandez a lot. Steven Totillo is pretty cool. Like, I have my people, but overall, I get it. It's sort of, yeah. So it is where I saw this Metal Gear Survive trailer. Did either of you guys watch this thing?
nope.
Metal Gear Survive.
There's no gameplay footage at all. It's all pre-rendered, and it looks like a wormhole showed up for what is it, Mother Base? Is that what? God, I forget what it's called. It's been too long since I played. They're sort of their area in the Seychelles or whatever. Your oil tankers out in the middle of the ocean. Wormholes or portals to another dimension showed up there and sucked in all the soldiers that you were recruiting in Metal Gear Solid 5, and now it looks like it's kind of a 4-person squad shooter, like a Left 4 Dead thing, or maybe an Evolve thing, but also like it looks like there's survival mechanics. Like, you remember last week when I said if Dishonored 2 comes out and there's a hunger meter, I'm going to be pissed?
Yeah.
Like, no sooner did I say it than, like, Kojima's out the door and they're like, fuck it, what's hot? Survival games? Fucking go. Go. It's just I'm waiting to see what the gameplay actually is, but it looks real fucked up and just cash-in-y for right now.
I really thought they were done making games that weren't Pachinko machines, so...
We all thought that, but I guess when you can shit one of these out, why not? Squad games make money, I guess.
I feel like a lot of the Metal Gear fans are so tuned into the industry, though, like no one's gonna fucking buy it. They're just gonna be like, well, no Hideo Kojima, and Konami's been shitting on us for years, so fuck them.
I don't know why they would. Like, again, this trailer shows no gameplay and doesn't really explain what the deal is, but like, the people who are into Metal Gear aren't into Metal Gear, they're into Kojima, and just that's the medium he uses. Like, they're not going to follow this, and it doesn't look compelling enough at this point. I like Metal Gear, but I'm not crazy into Metal Gear, and looking at this, it's like, there's no hooks in this for me.
So, continuing on, Randy, I think you wanted to talk about Dub Wars.
Yeah, I did. I don't know a ton of the backstory, but what I was able to gather is it's not a new game. It came out on the Ouya. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Ouya. You remember that thing? Ouya.
I believe it's pronounced piece of shit.
Think like Randy Savage.
Oh, yeah. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So it came out on that one. And it's been recently ported over to Steam, and I was able to watch some Let's Plays of it. And it looks really, really fun. So it's just a 2D, like a two-stick shooter. So the left stick moves you around the board, and the right stick is your facing. And that's all you do, because your guns are ported to music tracks. And so, like, your snare hit or whatever is a little out the side. When the big wub comes on, you have this big laser that shoots out. And so you don't control the guns at all. You have to learn the track and kind of position yourself so that when the beats and the hits of the music come, you're in line to hit the enemies that are flying around. And so it's a really cool take on a rhythm game.
Can you insert your own music into it? Like your own music library?
I don't know. It's got tracks. I'm not sure if the tracks are original or if they just licensed already existing tracks from artists. But
you must be able to put custom tracks in there.
That would be really cool.
Well, it's on Steam. You just dump them in your directory, I would think.
Yeah, I mean,
this reminds me a lot of Beat Hazard. Is it a side scroller or is it just like a one screen thing that you move around?
Yeah, you're like on a one screen, like a board, and you just move your little ship around, and you're only on X and Y, and you just control your position on the board, and you control your facing, and that's it. And then everything else is, all, like I said, all your weapons. There's different kinds of weapons, so like your base hit is is one thing, and then anyway, it's tough to describe, but all these different guns shoot out of your ship based on what the music's doing at that point, and it just looks really, really awesome. And I need to get it on Steam.
Well, if you need a quicker fix while you're waiting for that to come down in price or something, check out Beat Hazard. It seems like kind of the opposite take, is in the tracks you put in, and you can use all your custom stuff so long as it isn't from iTunes. The beats are what generate the enemies, as opposed to how your weapons fire. So
yeah, okay. Because I mean, I love rhythm games, and this just seems like a cool twist on it.
Oh yeah, I played Beat Hazard. Yeah, Beat Hazard was pretty good. There are a bunch of good rhythm games. Yeah.
When you're done with this, I might suggest the one I watched specifically was the First 15, which is a show Penny Arcade does once a week, and they did it on Dub Wars last week, and it got me really, really interested. So, like I said, as soon as I can justify it, I'm going to pick that up.
Sweet. Hopefully it doesn't cost too much. Most of those rhythm games are pretty cheap.
I don't think it does cost very much. Like I said, it's just a port. The graphics aren't going to blow you away or anything, but they're good enough for what it is, you know what I mean? It doesn't have to be
There's a lot of phone ports on Steam that they try and get $15-20 for.
This is not a phone port.
I mean, yeah, well, it used a controller at one point, is what it has going for it, even though it was based on the Android software.
Yeah. So, and actually, the first time one of them was playing it, he was using a keyboard because it was on Steam, and he died pretty quick. And then somebody suggested that he use. I guess you can. They use the PS4 controller. I guess you can get a driver and use on your PC. But he used that and he said it was way better. So that's definitely what you should do.
Gotcha.
Twin stick shooter, I think, is what they called it.
Gotcha.
Generally, those work a lot better with twin sticks.
Yep. So yeah, like you were saying, it was for the oh yeah, and so it was controller based.
Yeah. So, Jake, you went and saw Suicide Squad.
Yep. Boy, it's everything that's been leveled about this movie is mostly correct.
Mostly true.
It's a goddamn mess, and but
Yeah.
here's the thing: it would have been a goddamn mess if everything had gone perfectly for them. Like they never had a chance with this, because there are just too many characters to try and introduce, try and get a backstory for them, try and give them motivations, and then actually do something and set up a bad guy and give you a reason that they're doing this stuff. Like, you had, what, 9, 10 major characters, John?
Something like that.
Is Slipknot really a major character? Let's be honest here. He is not a major character.
Well, okay,
like
so 9 then. I don't know.
I
Way too many for 90 minutes. And then you add on to this the fact that they released a trailer for the movie they didn't make that everyone loved, and then they went, oh fuck, well let's do some of that. And so now you're trying to fit a whole second movie into the movie that you already didn't have enough time for, and going back and reshooting stuff, and like,
That is a huge red flag, and that's one of the things making me nervous about Rogue One.
well, it's kind of the same stories are coming around about Rogue One, aren't they? Where like Suicide Squad, you started to hear about the like all the recuts and extra shit, and now it's like Rogue One. You're hearing the same, like Disney decided it was too dark, and they want reshoots and they want recuts. And they brought in like this other dude to do the editing, and there's rumors going around that they like locked Gareth Edwards, the director, out of the editing process, and it's just like
I don't know. Like, do they not realize that probably the best Star Wars movie is the darkest one?
yeah.
I mean, come on.
Like, if they just shit out another fucking generic Star Wars movie, it's... I mean, like, I know Marvel got a lot of flack for the, I forgot his name, the Hot Fuzz guy, for the,
Edgar Wright?
Edgar Wright. I know they got
Isn't
a
that, like,
lot
your
of
favorite
flack
director?
for that, but let's, like, think of it as the process in terms of they get into the shit with their directors before they even start filming. They get into it during the script writing, you know?
Well,
so they know what
and I
they're
think-
going to get through. And, like, Suicide Squad and possibly Rogue One, maybe in the same boat, where basically the studio gave them the keys, let them do it, came back and went, oh shit, this isn't good. Like, that's
And
a
really,
problem.
Maybe.
Not for nothing, but again on Suicide Squad, they never had a chance. They started the race with their knees broken, because you just have too much to try and fit in a 90-minute movie, and it's just like
It's probably never going to work.
it was never going to work. You needed to. They were trying to make Avengers without, Captain America and
Without
then
5
Winter
movies
Soldier
before it, yeah.
and 3 Iron Mans and 2 Thors. Like, imagine if they had tried to make Avengers with like maybe after just like the first Iron Man.
Just after Iron Man.
See,
It would have been a giant pile of shit.
that's my opinion on Batman versus Superman. I think there's a good movie inside Suicide Squad, and I think you could cut that into a fashion where it would be a good movie.
Give up on
I think there's
backstories.
well, yeah, I think there's like you got to look at the heist movie. Like that's how you deal with a lot of characters like that with shady backgrounds that have to go in and do something. You just have them specialize in certain things and then execute it. Like,
See,
I mean, look
that
at
probably would've
Ocean's
been good
11.
because- yeah, my understanding of Suicide Squad is that they basically just beat up non-humans,
Oh
and that's
yeah,
their mission.
yeah.
But like,
But you don't
How
know how
cool-
they get from A to B. All of a sudden, they're in this like they're talking shit in a military like heliport, and then all of a sudden they're in the city and it's dark and people are shooting at them, and it's like, who
like
the fuck's
Transformers.
shooting at these people? Like, and then they land and they're shooting these weird plant zombie things that aren't kind of fungus, whatever, and they don't really explain those. But you have
They do
Like, all the-
explain those. What are you talking about? They show
that's
like
lame,
them
right?
being made.
Yeah, 20 minutes after you start seeing them.
Does
And,
that
like, you
does
have-
that matter? Like the order
guess-
that you're introduced to,
I
like an
think,
idea in the film, I don't think that matters.
It's just so abrupt, and the fact that you have all these characters who, for most intents and purposes, are kind of grounded in reality. Like Deadshot, real good sniper, good fighter, good shooter guy. You know, what's his face? Slipknot, who, he's starting to get a little fantastic, but still sort of grounded. Killer Croc, who they... super dumb. But he served a purpose, and that was good. Killer Croc, he got a deformity. They made him way more urban to the point where he was a caricature, which I'm not sure I loved, but whatever. Like, and then you have the fucking magic lady who just summons portals and can turn people into zombies and stuff, and that's your big bad. I don't know. It just felt so disjointed.
I think John hit on something with the heist idea. That could have been good.
Yeah. Like here's the I know I talked about this the other week, but like I like Suicide Squad. I think all the criticism leveled at it for the editing and the pace of the movie are 100% dead on. I don't think it's a great movie. Huh?
I thought you didn't see it.
Oh no, I saw it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
My bad.
Maybe I hadn't seen it last time I talked to you. I don't know, but I saw it and I liked it. And I don't. I guess I wasn't expecting something fantastic because I'd read a lot of the reviews at that point. But like seeing the trailers, I just had a hard time imagining this really being in a bad movie. Like, I enjoyed Harley Quinn in it. I enjoyed Will Smith as Deadshot in it.
What they needed to do was, instead of making Batman vs. Superman, which I finally watched, what they needed to do is, instead of making that, because for all intents and purposes, that was a Superman movie that Zack Snyder just tried to wedge a couple of shots from Dark Knight Returns into. And I have my beefs with that, but we don't need to go too heavy on that because it's a 6-month-old movie. What they needed to do is, instead of making that, they needed to make a straight-up Batman movie with the villains being Joker and Harley Quinn. And then you maybe toss one or two of the ancillary characters, like, he catches them in the intro sequence. And then you have a whole movie with these characters, and then whatever. Because, like, the Batman cameos in Suicide Squad, I think there was more Batman shit in that than there was in BVS.
Yeah, that's probably true. Batman
and
vs. Superman.
Yeah, I know.
Eternal
And, like,
Law.
he didn't straight up go out of his way to murder a bunch of motherfuckers, which, don't get me started on that. But, like, those scenes were fantastic. Like, give me more of that. Give me 90 minutes of that, or even, an hour 45, and do a bunch of those. And then 3-4 down the line, then we can do Suicide Squad.
It's clear that they want to compete on the same footing as Marvel right now, only having been doing it for a couple years. Marvel's been at this shit for 10 now, building this up.
Yeah.
And they want to...
12, I think.
Yeah, whenever the first Iron Man came out, that's when I count. Maybe there's one before that.
Nope, Iron Man and Hulk came out the same year.
Okay.
That was 2004, I thought, right?
It was like 6 or 7. Anyway.
Okay.
They've
A
been at
long
it for a lot
fucking time
longer
ago.
longer than DC, and DC wants to come out and have their Avengers and it's just not working for them because they didn't put in the time.
Yeah.
Also, I think they went the wrong way with Zack Snyder, who hates his audience.
Well, and honestly, in my opinion, in my experience and what little experience I have in reading DC comics, DC functions best when you accept that Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman are forces of nature and are going to interact with everyone in the most minute, random ways. So, like, for me, Suicide Squad, like Batman just showing up and leaving, like, just having these background things, like, that made sense to me. That was kind of how I preferred to see the characters executed. Like, I know the Batman
he executes
movie...
characters in Batman vs. Superman. He doesn't execute anyone here.
I'm sorry, I got the movies mixed up. But like I guess like the idea of another Batman movie, like I'm excited to see Ben Affleck do another Batman movie, but I would infinitely be more interested if you took any of his sidekicks and made them title character and barely had any Batman in it. Like I'm pretty fucking sick of Batman, to be honest with you at this point.
Batmaned out.
But you know what? I would fucking go opening night to see a Nightwing movie. I'm not even much of a Nightwing fan, but like that is probably going to be an interesting story because you have a disgruntled like previous sidekick, who's not the perfect person that Batman is. Because let's be honest, Batman is... He doesn't sleep. He's the best businessman in the world. And he's the best crime fighter. So
He's a super genius.
Like, he's I don't know. He's like that guy who's just like, oh yeah, no, I can do that. I'm the best at that. Like, that's constantly like that.
No,
except he really is.
The guy who's the best at everything in the world, our shortcut for that person is he's Batman. Like, that's he is the thing that is that. So, yeah, I mean, having a disgruntled or even, you know, I don't know that I'd want to see another version of Under the Red Hood because there's already a perfect one out there. But either of those, yeah, like, and that's why I liked all this stuff at the beginning of Killing Joke, the prologue stuff, because, like, that's how he interacts with his sidekicks. Like, they're not perfect, and they can never live up to him.
Yeah.
And that bugs them, but they're never going to stop trying. Like, yeah, I'd watch that. I'd watch that.
I need to see The Killing Joke. That's the new one that just came out, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
With John DiMaggio as the Joker?
No. John DiMaggio was the Joker in a previous... Actually, he might have been the Joker in Under the Red Hood, now that you've said that. Or maybe he was
you're
in...
right. I think you're right.
Maybe it was the Frontier. Now I'm curious. But... Yeah, I don't know. I don't hold it against anyone for disliking Suicide Squad. Like, I get it completely. I enjoyed the movie. I'm not sure if I'm... get my own copy enjoy it, but I enjoyed it. And it definitely... Like, it was definitely cut by someone used to making music videos and commercials. Like,
oh, Jesus.
Because it is a series of, like, oh, that scene was alright. Oh, here's a completely different scene that's kind of the... You know, it moves from... Like, the first half hour of the movie is, like, here's 5 or 6 music videos.
And it's a whole bunch of they jam, like, 7 licensed music tracks in there that like, none of them really belonged too much. Like,
are they gonna release a soundtrack like they did in the '90s all the time?
Like Top Gun? Yeah.
On yeah. Well, no, they already did. It broke the top 200 for Suicide Squad.
What the fuck?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
And
it's basically a now that's what I call music.
Yeah.
For like the last 40 years, but okay, whatever, I guess.
You see, like, I say top 200, and I'm thinking, like, how many sales units is that really? Let's be honest. Like, oh, we got 100 people that downloaded it. Like,
I
how
guess
many people buy music anymore?
Was Sea of Ghosts on that same list? Like, if that's who they're competing with.
Like, if
you're competing with everyone in the world who's put an album out on the internet, okay, top 200, yeah, it could be a couple hundred downloads.
I made 201 with my 14 sale. No. Depression.
Hey, I bought.
So, did you have anything else you wanted to add on Batman versus Superman, Jake?
No, except for the fact that, like, people, the biggest criticism I heard about it is Batman is just killing people, and I thought, like, it can't be that bad. Like, it's maybe one guy that he chooses not to save or something, and, like, no. He goes out of his way to straight up murder people. Like, throwing fucking cars at him with the Batmobile, or crashing them into oil tankers that are just out in the middle of Gotham in the middle of the night for no reason. Like, he straight up kills people. And they never bring it up.
Batman always had an inadvertent body count.
But that's what I'm saying. This is not inadvertent. Like,
right.
He has machine guns and blows the whole back of a Hummer off.
Okay.
And the guy's just not there anymore. Or he crashes someone into an oil tanker that then erupts into flames, and, like, he didn't have to do that. He could have, taken them out some other way. No, he wanted them dead. It's like, ugh.
Yeah.
Yeesh.
He killed some motherfuckers in that movie.
And, like, it's a little weird that Gotham and Metropolis are basically New York and New Jersey. You can see them across the river.
I think that's more accurate to the comic books, from what I've been able to gather, like on Wiki and stuff. They're on opposite sides of a bay. It's kind of an Oakland-San Francisco scenario.
I got the impression they were always, like, they weren't right next door, but they were like 50 to 75, maybe 150 miles away. Like...
Well, I mean, that unofficial DC Comics city map released a long time ago, and it basically confirmed, like, Gotham is Chicago, Metropolis is New York,
yeah,
Star City is, LA or some shit like that.
Yeah, except Gotham is New York's nickname.
Yeah.
So I have trouble. Like, I would want that. Believe me, I was super stoked when I was seeing Chicago
Oh, you know
stuff
what?
in Dark Knight.
I got it wrong.
Yeah, Dark Knight's totally Chicago. You can tell.
I just pulled up the map. I got it completely wrong. Gotham City is looks south of New York, on the coast.
But not much, right?
Yeah, Metropolis is in Indiana, I guess. Really?
What
is
Midwest?
this? I don't know about this. And they're using the arrow. You know what? This is the DC TV universe. Because they're using the arrow logo on some shit.
And it doesn't matter. It's just kind of it's sort of funny that it's like Superman's looking across the lake or the water at the bat signal. Like, it's just wet.
Yeah.
I kind of liked Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor. Only because I was so tired, and this is the other thing, I really liked the Wonder Woman stuff. Just because she's not this stoic, fucking boring, Queen of the Amazons that she is in every other thing, and it's just like she's just tough, military, whatever. No, she was having fun fighting, and you could tell by the way they choreographed it and her expressions, and like, I liked those two just because they were sort of divergent from the way you expect to see those characters. I'm hoping the Lex Luthor stuff gets toned down a little bit, but I like the idea. So. And then I'm done with that. You can go on to your Kickstarter stuff, Randy.
Yeah. So you were real excited about this Kickstarter that came out, right?
No.
No.
The whole thing. Well, hopefully you guys can join me in on this. I don't want to just soliloquize about this. That's a word, right?
Monologue?
I've seen a lot of monologue. I've seen a lot of Kickstarters recently where it seems like already established companies or already famous IPs licensed by established companies are using Kickstarter to get their games off the ground, and that just doesn't seem like in the spirit of Kickstarter to me. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's supposed to be for guys who can't get the publishing deal or whatever to get some funds to get their shit together and put out a game, and hopefully it's good. And I don't know. It just once you've got your resources built from a couple successes or whatever, I think that's what you need to reinvest to do it. I mean, I totally understand why they go to Kickstarter because you're basically putting something out with no risk, which really kind of reduces your incentive to make a decent product, right? I mean, you're not out any money.
So the ones that really kicked off this, though, were Walking Dead and Dark Souls, right?
Oh, you know what? Also, several years ago, and I even backed it, but Penny Arcade did a Kickstarter, and like you don't get much bigger than Penny Arcade. So like the whole idea was that if they got enough money on their Kickstarter, they would go ad-free or something like that, and they kind of got close to what they wanted, so it was sort of ad-free. I don't know. I didn't like it, and so that kind of put the bad taste in my mouth, even though I backed it. Mm-hmm. And then that Walking Dead one that you presented. Now I just kind of assumed that it was a popular game publishing house because they had a huge IP like The Walking Dead, and it looks like it's based on the TV show Walking Dead and not the comics. I could be wrong though. I might be misremembering it. Anyhow, it's a big IP either way, so I'm assuming that they're a big publishing house. I don't know if they are or not, but that's the kind of thing that there should just already be money behind, right? If you
have the money to secure the rights to an IP, like,
yeah,
maybe that shouldn't be where you start. Like, if that's all your money, and more disturbing to me lately is the trend, and it's an evolving thing. The Penny Arcade thing was a couple of years ago, and people were still trying to figure out what Kickstarter was good at and what could work on there. And I'm not saying that you were wrong to back them or right to back them, or they should or shouldn't have done it, but it was a different time.
Yeah. Well, in webcomics, there were a period of time there where webcomics were doing it all the time.
And that's just the era we're moving through. Now, the era we're moving through, and kind of seems like maybe we're starting to get past a little because these things evolve so fast, is the doing a Kickstarter to get to a certain minimum to show an actual developer that there's interest in an IP, and then having them kick in the lion's share of the money, but only until you get, $300,000 or $500,000 off Kickstarter. Yeah. And that stuff seems pretty fucked to me.
But you don't like that idea? That seems okay. I mean, that's basically not just presenting a business plan to potential lenders, right? That's actually showing results. Like, look how much money we were able to raise just grassroots. That I'm more okay with. It really is.
That's great if you're the company. If you're a consumer, and the problem is a lot of them have not been transparent about this. They're saying,
demo or whatever.
We're gonna make this game for $500,000 or $750 or whatever, and everybody kicks in and goes, boy, this is going to be pretty small in scope, but all right, let's see what they can do. And then 2 days after they hit their goal, it's all of a sudden, well, Sony partnered with them, and it's like, that is fucked. Like, because you're telling me Sony doesn't have that extra $750,000 to throw behind it, and that you had to get that money from the consumers? No, you were using them to show you had interest. Right. If that's the case, put up a petition.
I think what really bugs me about it is that it I think I already touched on this. It removes the incentive, right? So if you're putting up your own money, you really need to make sure that the product you're putting out there is good, or you're going to be at your money. Really, the only downside to putting out a shitty product after a successful Kickstarter is that you might not get your next one funded. You know what I mean?
But there's so many of them that
you're not out money.
Unless it's so huge, like Mighty Number 9, people aren't going to remember who did what, probably. In Mighty Number 9, people claim to have liked it. I don't know what the fuck was wrong with them, but I don't know. I probably won't be. I don't know that I've ever thrown money into Kickstarter, and I don't know that I ever will.
I just did
the whole model seems fucked to me.
So I've been keeping a couple notes in my head as you guys have been going. So I think the worst. I mean, one, it's always small companies that get the IP that make the Kickstarter, right? The Walking Dead one, I didn't back. I'm not familiar with it, but like the Dark Souls one was, they came up with a concept. They had been doing board games that used miniatures, and Kickstarted them before, and then approached Namco about it and did whatever they had to do to close that deal. The thing is I would actually argue that the board game side of Kickstarter is more malicious to the customer than anyone else. And the Dark Souls one, I think, is very evident of it, too. Because you see it, at first you're like, oh, there's only like 3 pledge levels. This is awesome. But then you start looking at the add-ons, and you realize there's literally like, $500 to $1,000 worth of add-ons. And that is incredibly typical of board games for Kickstarter.
Explain what add-ons are, for the listeners.
Right. So, in Dark Souls' case, it was basically the main game. Granted, the main game came with a lot of shit, and I backed it, even though I was still kind of grumbling about it. But the add-ons would be something like, okay, here are 5 extra bosses. Each boss is $50 a piece. Here's a
now you can get them any way you want. That's not like a stretch goal. That's like here's the base game. We are making these other bosses any way you slice it, and it's an extra $50 if you want them. Is that what you're saying?
Well, some of them were stretch goals to unlock the opportunity to buy them. Like the way the Dark Souls Kickstarter was sectioned out is they had an area for regular consumers and an area for stores. The stores actually had their own set of add-ons they could get for exclusive bosses that they weren't going to sell to the regular customers on that Kickstarter.
So when you say that, you mean that there is a separate Kickstarter that retailers can kick into, and then they would get copies of the game to sell to the public.
It's basically a pledge level. I'm not sure how the mechanics of it work. I assume there was a little bit more than just pledging at that level and then having access to those rewards. But pledge
it's
level,
extra stuff. It's extra stuff that then the retailers would want to have because people would come to their store to buy the game.
Correct.
So like they're not the end users. What I want to get across.
Right. And like this is very typical. Like there was a Robotech one that I almost backed, and I decided not to back it when I realized I was getting up to a $500 backing goal, just trying to fucking get all the extra shit. And I was like, no one's gonna fucking play this game with me in the first fucking place.
No
Why
board
am
game
I
is worth
buying
$500. There's not a board game on the planet worth $500.
No, and it's all the miniature shit. And this is like super, super common. Like I was reading an article like a month or two ago talking about how like board games were like soaring over everyone. I'm like, yeah, it's because they all have like thousands of dollars worth of fucking add-ons. Because whenever you kickstart something, I don't know about you guys, but my instinct is okay, I want the product and everything that comes with it, right? I'm not talking about getting it signed. I'm not talking about getting, like, whatever, but, like, if you're going to give...
call with the devs.
If you're going to make DLC, if you're going to fucking have a soundtrack, you know, just wrap it all in one, give it to me at a discounted rate, since I'm giving you money 2 to 3 years in advance of you releasing your product. And,
God, that's so good.
and, you know, the board games just don't work that way.
See, and that amounts to an interest-free loan, right? Because if they don't get it right, you just get your money back.
No, like Kickstarter doesn't refund money. That is money gone to the wind, whether they release the product or not. Yeah.
As long as the goal is met, your money's gone.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But if the goal's not met, then it's refunded.
Correct.
Okay.
Well, it's never taken if the goal's not met.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, they don't take the money
fair.
till the end of the Kickstarter, and
Right.
like now I backed.
But there's no mechanisms like if you donate $500 to a Kickstarter and then they just never ship you your product, like you're just fucked.
Yeah. Like this is.
Well, I think it's
There's got to be some recourse.
It's
you can complain on the internet.
No longer Kickstarter's no longer involved at that point. You have to get involved with the retailer. But like, let's say they do a Kickstarter and nobody gets their copy, like the game just never happens. You really have no recourse as a consumer.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, some people who have failed their Kickstarters have tried to do make good stuff, but you know, at that point, generally, you know, if they're that far in that they want to, you know, try and at least be cool about this and apologetic and whatever, and refund what they can. Problem is, a lot of times these are 1 to 2 man projects, and like, you know, one of the guys left, and the guy who's left, the guy who remains is, you know, $60,000-$70,000 personally in debt now, already at this point, just trying to get this thing out. So like, it's not. They've already tapped pretty much all the resources they have to try and get this game to market. So like, there's not a lot laying around to then issue refunds for. You know.
It's not unheard of. Like refunds have happened, but like I've backed over 20 Kickstarter projects at this point. The video games I've all been happy with. The non-video game stuff I've had pretty mixed results in terms of whether I liked it or not. And, you know, part of that's going to be, like, a couple of those were definitely my fault for not reading the tier I was on more properly or not researching the product a little bit more. But, like, the video game stuff, I already know the people. I'm pretty in tune with who's who in the industry. So when Brian Fargo, who used to run, you know, fucking, the big RPG company of the 90s.
What kind of RPGs? Are we talking
like
point and click?
Like they released Baldur's Gate, they released I mean they were all the big CRPGs of like the early 2000s and late 90s.
I'll find out. Keep talking.
But Brian Fargo also made like Bard's Tale. But so when his company In Exile was like, look, we're tired of making deals with these other companies to make shit we don't want to make. We want to make Wasteland 2. I was like,
Interplay.
You know what? This Interplay, thank you. Like that, to me, that is a semi-safe bet, right? So then they released a product. I bought it. I was happy with that product. Their next Kickstarter comes around, and I go, well, you know what? Maybe I'll try a little bit higher tier this time. You know.
Well, I played the free weekend for Wasteland 2, and it is not the game for me. But as far as like the production values and what they actually put out, yeah, it's what you'd expect at that pricing tier. Like they put out a good product.
Yeah, and it's. I mean, that's really what it comes.
Fallout too.
That's really what it comes down to. Is you got to figure out who are the like. Okay, so when someone like Tim Schafer goes to Kickstarter, realize that Tim Schafer is an artist and not a businessman, right? Like Brian Fargo ran a publisher, right? And Interplay is a publisher. Tim Schafer did not. So the idea that Tim Schafer did not account for the amount of money required for his vision into the Kickstarter is totally not surprising to me at all. And that's why I only backed that game at a $15 tier. And I didn't really like that game either. But
which one was that again?
I never remember. Broken Age. That's what it's called.
Oh, yeah. I'm good.
So,
I'm real hit or miss with Double Fine stuff. Like, as far, it was not a perfect game, but I really liked Brutal Legend. At least the attitude they came at it with. The gameplay, say what you want. But then, like Psychonauts, I played it a little. I didn't love it. And I know people love that game, and I'm not shitting on it. It didn't land for me. So I would never buy one of their games sight unseen like you are with the Kickstarter.
yeah.
I mean, it's basically a pre-order, except you don't even have screenshots to go off of most of the time.
Yeah, that's true.
Like you're pre-ordering an idea of a game,
Well,
and that's not in my wheelhouse.
and I'll tell you that first Shadowrun, I only did I didn't do an expensive tier. It was either like $15 or $30, but like I loved that first Shadowrun, and that is one of the few Kickstarters that came out when they said it was going to come out, which is fucking mind-blowing. And, I've backed nearly all their other video game Kickstarters since. Like, all their Shadowrun ones have been great. I'm expecting Battletech to be... Battletech, is that what it's called? Yeah. Battletech to be fucking amazing. So, but Battletech, I didn't...
To go back to the board games real quick, like, all the add-on stuff aside, because I don't have the compulsion like you do to want to pick the whole thing up, like, I get why Kickstarter works for that kind of stuff, because board games are real fucking expensive to make.
Yeah.
Like, so you want to know exactly how many you need to make before you start putting the work in. And then if you can sell more on top of that once it's done, okay, that's gravy. But, like, it's very easy to make a $90 retail board game and make almost no profit on it. Because you also got to ship it. Like,
to me,
it's real hard with the small batch stuff. Like, I get it.
Like, I'm not against board games on Kickstarter. I'm against the mass amount of add-ons they do. Like, it really leaves you, like, a feeling of... it leaves me, at least, feeling not as satisfied with whatever tier I'm at due to that,
And that's fair. I'm not sure that there's anything malicious or predatory about that, but I definitely understand where you're coming from a gamer collector completionist sort of perspective.
For me, it's more of an economic thing. Like, I don't like the idea of the deferral of risk for already established companies. Joe Programmer in his garage trying to kickstart a cool little indie game. Yeah, sure, that's great. That's what it's for, I think. But yeah, you're already established successful companies just trying to defer that risk out. Don't like it. I think it removes the incentive to produce a good product.
You see, what I like it for is I don't want it to be the guy I've never heard of. I want it to be the people I've heard of that work at the big companies who quit their day jobs to make something through Kickstarter based on their fame. But, like, you also have to draw a line, like, because...
It's for the guy who can't go to the bank and get that $100,000 loan,
That's
right?
true, too. Well, it's a lot more than 100,000.
Well, you know what I'm saying.
It's also not a loan.
Yeah.
Well, right, yeah, the Kickstarter money's not a loan. But you know what I'm saying? Like, normally the guy goes up and he talks to the guy at Bank of Oklahoma, and he's like, I want to get a business loan to develop an app. He's going to get laughed out of there.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, there's a lot more that goes into it than that, but I'm not going to get nitpicky. Yes, I see your point.
Evidently, this was a big discussion.
Yeah, you'll notice I adjusted stuff in Trello and took out some of my later topics because I was like, well, that went further than I thought it would.
All right, that was a good job, Randy.
So,
Randy.
I did it.
Real quick, I beat Tokyo Mirage Sessions. That is a game they definitely ran out of money while they were making, because you went from, like, having these anime videos and, like, special cutscenes every time a character reached a character development where they were... Because, they're all Japanese idols. So they'll do, like, a performance or something. And then, like, you get to the end of the game and there's no cutscene after you... like, no special cutscene. Like, they basically let you wander... Like, no spoilers, but they basically let you wander around the city for a minute. And... then, like, you watch the credits, and there's a special song during the credits, but no, like, animations or anything. And then, if you followed everyone's side story, there's an extra cutscene at the end. So, it took me, according to my save file, it took about 80 hours. I've been told the average time is more like 65 to 70. So my hope is I just left it on pause a bunch. But Overall, I really like that game, and if you like RPGs and have a Wii U, I don't see any reason for you not to buy it. It is definitely aimed at a younger market, as it is not as deep philosophically or emotionally as the other Shin Megami Tensei titles.
Well, it's because nobody over 11 owns a Wii U, so that's not really their target market. So,
honestly, the only other person I can think of that owns a Wii U is a few years older than me. Although I say that, I guess Boston owns one, theoretically.
Hey, you know what? I don't count people in podcasting
That's
or anything
true.
like that, because there's, you know, it's not like we have to get a Wii U to cover that stuff, but like we're definitely more inclined to out of curiosity. So, all right, it counts, but yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely, I've asked myself that for a few years now, if I would own half the systems I did, if not for running a podcast, but...
I've seen more movies this year than I've probably seen in the 4 years before that, just because it's like, I don't want to be the guy talking about a movie, like a super old movie from a real long time ago on the podcast. You know, I got to stay up to date with this stuff, like Suicide Squad. You know, it's bad enough with Batman versus Superman, as big a Batman fan as I am, that I waited 5 months to do that. I mean, that's almost inexcusable. But, you know, to go like a year or further back than that,
I know.
I can't justify it anymore. So I see what you're saying.
So, first time in my life...
What's your next topic,
Yeah,
John?
for the first time in my life, I saw the 1981 movie Scanners by, I just fucking blanked on his name. The Fly Guy.
John Scanner.
David
Jeff Goldblum.
Cronenberg?
Yes!
Cronenberg, yeah.
David Cronenberg.
Wow, that was a weird fucking poll. I don't know how I came up with that.
Cronenberg?
Well, he directed The Fly remake with
He did.
Jeff Goldblum. So,
The dude likes his gore, that's for sure.
so Scanners is definitely an old movie. It's a movie composed almost entirely of people doing reaction shots, looking like they are farting, like they just stubbed their toe,
Yeah.
like all these other things. But I'll tell you what, if you just buy in to the pain or oddness or inhumanity that's kind of occurring with these scanners themselves, like, it's kind of in like a pretty neat movie, and it's kind of crazy to think it was ever made, and I really want to see outtakes to see if people are just busting up laughing after going like shaking their head around.
Just for reference, anyone, if someone who doesn't recognize the film named Scanners, you have seen something from it on the internet, and it's that GIF of the guy sitting at the white desk with the black background and his head is exploding. That's from this movie.
Yeah, and that is the only head explosion in this movie. Although they do get pretty fucked up looking in that end battle, but
I haven't seen this in 10 years.
you know,
Oh Christ, Michael Ironside's in it?
yeah, he's the villain.
I forgot he was in this.
Yeah, he's the main. He's the only guy I recognized. I tried to look up the other people, and it looks like most of them didn't go anywhere. But like
Shocking.
it plays like an old Stephen King novel too, which helped. And I really dug like the old synth cheap ass soundtrack too.
Well, it's a lot like we were talking about Firestarter before the show, and it's a lot like that. You know, people with telekinetic powers, and the government is trying to control them and weaponize them, and it's just goofy '80s shit. Yeah, it's fun.
It's not even the government. It's just a bunch of corporations. So like corporate warfare was back then too, and they have like, you know, essentially like a really bored scientist that runs their group. That's I don't know. The movie is fucking crazy. Like, I liked it. Like, it kind of
How did you watch this? Is it on Netflix or Amazon or something?
I was having dinner with my brother over at my parents', and he had a Hulu account and wanted me to watch something off of Hulu because I feel like he wants me to hate Hulu less than I do.
Okay.
And it was on there, and that was the only thing I could find that I hadn't seen. I was like, fuck it. Let's just watch this.
Okay. So is that something, like, say you just made me super nostalgic and I want to go back and watch it, is that something you got to pay a membership for, or can I do the awful ads every 15 minutes and watch it?
He had a membership, so I'm not sure.
Okay, I'll check it out.
And, you know, it might be on the other services. I haven't actually checked. But, like, I really enjoyed that movie. There's a lot of leaps of logic in it, and there's a lot of shit in it where it's like, the computer has a nervous system too. It's like, really?
There are over 48 billion circuit connections in the human brain, so we built a computer out of a human brain. Yeah.
Well, and
they love doing that shit in the 80s.
It is one of those movies where, like, if a car wrecks, it fucking blows the fuck up. Like,
yes.
It's like no one survives that. Like, there would be, like, we would be preaching against cars if they exploded like that in real life.
Every car is a self-driving electric car because it just bursts into flames whenever it bumps into anything.
Someone should make a movie about, like, a society that lives in fear of riding in cars because of the explosions they cause. That'd be pretty great. I'd go see it. Anyway, so that's all I got there. Real quick, minor thing. We'll do a John is full of shit corner.
Yeah.
Last podcast I said Tulsa had 1 million people. It only has 400,000 approximately.
Seemed a little high for a town with no sports teams.
The metro area is close to 1 million, but not Tulsa.
What the fuck does that mean? What does that, the metro area?
Well, like Broken Arrow and Nawaso and like all the cities around it.
Gotcha.
Like Chicago proper doesn't have 6 million people or whatever, but all the cities around it do.
Oh.
I think Chicago's 3.5, 4 maybe. Now I gotta look because I gotta brag. If you were right. Oh no, it's not even fucking close. It's not even 3. But yeah, like if you include all the of the suburbs around Chicago, it's like 6 or 8. Yeah.
Which, I mean, that's how they do it. Like metro areas are huge. Like Los Angeles does not have 8 million people. That whole area does. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, it's like it's close. It's like 950, I think.
Okay.
So moving up.
So cool. So I believe that's all we got. So be sure and send us emails at carouselpodcast@gmail.com. Visit our Twitter, Carousel Podcast. Send us tweets. We'll love to discuss them or just read them aloud. Visit the website.
Tell a friend. Come join us in the chat.
That's one of my favorite parts is the tweets.
That should. We had Girl Centric hanging out with us tonight, so that's pretty awesome. Buy my music at MusiM, MusiM.bandcamp.com. I'm also on Spotify and iTunes and all that shit. Visit the website at thecarouselpodcast.com. The Twitch that we stream out of every other Thursday at 8 p.m. Central is just Carousel Podcast, twitch.com/Carousel Podcast. Jake, where can we find you?
I'm TheOtherJZee on Twitter. That's JZEE. And I make tasteful jokes, like when I retweeted our stream notification today, I made a joke about cum shots. So that's what you have to look forward to there.
Okay.
They are tasteful.
And Randy, where are you?
I don't have Twitter. I don't have.
I can't.
Facebook.
Oh, okay. Cool.
No,
so Randy's a nobody who doesn't know.
And it's Gifts of Men on PS4. I need people to play Rocket League with me.
Well, and
Say your Twitter again, Randy.
My Twitter is OSU Cobra at OSU Cobra.
Thank you.
And Gifts of Men, all one word,
and
on PS4.
And you probably want some friends to play Destiny with too, I bet. Now that they're starting to do the private matches.
I've started getting back into it these last couple weeks.
So, okay, cool. Well, thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for everyone joining us in the chat, and we will see everyone next turn.
You're full of shit, John.
I am. I need to poop. No, I don't. So, titles.
The time for pooping is now. I'm the only one who did anything.
I didn't write down any titles.
I didn't feel like I felt like we were more informative and critical this discussion than funny.
Yeah, nothing really.
Yeah, we're all intellectually valid and shit this week. Like this is not the tone that we're supposed to have.
We started off wondering if Superman could get drunk.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
I mean, so Jake, you want to read yours that you wrote down?
We have The Last Dude, and Randy finally did it! Exclamation point.
I did it.
I feel like that's the stronger of the two.
I'm cool with either of them. So if you guys want
that's fine with me, man. I'll be in the title.
It's pretty momentous. It's going to be a watershed moment, I think, going
Oh.
forward. So, yeah, I think we should go with that.
8
Okay.
months in, and I finally introduced a worthy topic.
That's what I'm saying. And we went like 20 minutes on it.
Yeah, we
Good
did.
on
We
you,
ripped-
dude.
Yeah.
ripped on it for a while.
That was a good one, evidently. I was like, I thought it would be. I was like, is there really a thing to say anything about this? But I guess so. I guess you
Fucking
guys had
Randy
some
brought it
feelings.
So,
I'll humor him. I mean, I can't tell him not to.
What?
bring it up.
No,
see, he doesn't want him. He doesn't want a monologue, but I got nothing to say to this fucking asshole. So whatever, just go. No, yeah, it was good. So.
Thanks, John.
yeah, my bad. So, thanks for everyone for joining us live. We'll see you
Yep.
next time.
We miss you, Joey.
Where's the stop?